Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ho
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ha Ha Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ha Ha Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ha Ha Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram.
be coming. Gopal will be coming to play middle. No?
Okay, should we wait?
You can start with Jai Gauranitai.
Jaya Gaur Nitai, Jaya Gaur Nitai, Jaya Gaur Nitai, Jaya Gaur Nitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Gaur Nitai, Jaya Gaur Nitai, Jaya Gaur Nitai, Jaya Gaur Nitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Kishore Gopinath Radhe.
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 Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra.
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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Okay. श्री श्री गौर निताय की
Jai.
श्री 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 राधा किशोर गोपीनाथ की,
Jai.
श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की,
Jai.
की बजयो जयो गौरा चांदे आरती कशोभा।
कि बजयो जयो गौरा चांदे आरती को शोभा।
कि बजयो जयो गौरा चांदे आरती कशोभा।
कि बजयो
आगमन लोभा
चाहना विधाता भाने जगमन लोभा।
दक्षिणे निताय चाँद बामे गदाधर।
दक्षिणिताय चाँद बामे गदाधारा।
शिव दक्षिणे निताय चाँद अद्वैताशिनी वास छत्रधार निकटे अद्वैताशिनी वास छत्रधार বসি আছে গৌরাচান রত্ন সিংহাসনে
বসি আছে গৌরাচান রত্ন সিংহাসনে
শিব বসি আছে গৌরাচান রত্ন সিংহাসনে
বসি আছে গৌরাচান রত্ন সিংহাসনে
আরতি করে না ব্রহ্মা আদি দেবগানে
আদি দেবগানে
আরতি করে না ব্রহ্মা আদি দেবগানে
আরতি করে না ব্রহ্মা আদি দেবগানে
দেব নর হরি আদি করি তামার ডুলায়
জীবনর হরি আদি করি সমার ঢুলায়া
হরি আদি করি তামার ডুলায়
হরি আদি করি সমার ঢুলায়া
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষ আদি গায়
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষাদি গায়া
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষ আদি গায়
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষাদি গায়া
শঙ্খা বাজে ঘন্টা বাজে বাজে করতাল
শঙ্খ বাজে ঘন্টা বাজে বাজে করতালা
শঙ্খা ও বাজে ঘন্টা বাজে বাজে করতালা
শঙ্খ বাজে ঘন্টা বাজে বাজে করতালা
মধুর মৃদঙ্গা বাজে পরম রসাল
মৃদঙ্গ বাজে পরম রসালা
মধুর মৃদঙ্গা বাজে পরম রসাল
মধুর মৃদঙ্গ বাজে
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
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 मधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे
बाजे घंटा बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर मधुर मधुर
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
बहु कोटि चंद्र जीनी वदन उज्ज्वला
बहु कोटि चंद्रचीनी वदन उज्ज्वला
बहु कोटि चंद्र जीनी वदन उज्ज्वला
कोटि चंद्रचीनी वदन उज्ज्वला
गालागे सेवाना माला कोरे झलमाला
गाला देशे बाणा माला कोरे झलमाला
गाला दे सेवाना माला कोरे झलमाला
गाला देशे बाणा माला कोरे झलमाला
सेवा सुख नारादा प्रेमे गदा
शिवा शुक नारदा प्रेमे गदगादा
सेवा सेवा ओ सुख नारादा प्रेमे गदा गादा
शुक शुक नारदा प्रेमे गदगादा
भगति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपादा
भगति विनोद देखे
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने
नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Prahlada Ladadaine Prahlada Ladadaine Hiranyakashe Purvakshah
Hiranyakashe Purvakshah
Hiranyakashe Purvakshah Shilatanka Nakhalaye Shilatanka Nakhalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimho
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimho
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha
Yato Yato Yami Tato 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 Narsimha
Bahe Narsimha Hridaye Narsimho
Bahir Narsimha Hirdaye Narsimha
Bahe Narsimha Hridaye Narsimho
Bahir Narsimha Hirdaye Narsimha
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Avakara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhingam केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
कर कमल वरे नागा अद्भुत शृंगा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय 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 प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय 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 प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Star Sata Shri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Star Sata Shri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantikota Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Gunda Girdi Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Gangamai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Okay, there's way many more people in this temple room. Hare Krishna. Now it sounds like a full room. So we'll kindly ask if everyone can find their seat on the floor. If you need some support, there are chairs on the side as well as seating on the balcony. If you just follow the stairs upstairs. We do have a very special guest here today. So again, we'll ask for everyone's cooperation in having their seat and be ready for the class. I know that the deity doors are still open. Maybe we can start off with just thanking the whole entire Pujari deity team who takes such good care of our deities. Yes? Let's give them a huge round of applause. They start not at 9 o'clock like we do at work. Their day starts all the way at 4:30 and a bit earlier. So it doesn't stop until the evening. So again, we kindly ask if everyone can squish on up a bit closer so we can fill up the gaps and we can allow for more people to take a seat as well. And we'll start off with one of many, many welcomes to our very dear guest today, His Grace Guru Das Prabhu. A huge round of applause. Prabhu, if I may ask, is this your first visit to Toronto? Is this your first visit to Toronto?
No.
No. Okay, I thought as much. Instead of me saying that, I would rather ask. But thank you, Prabhu. So many of you who have been coming to our ISKCON Hare Krishna temple here in Toronto know that we have our wonderful deities here that everyone loves to take darshan of, and we hope they'd come join us to sit on the floor as soon as possible. But what's unique also about these Hare Krishna temples, not here in Toronto, but all across the Greater Toronto area and across the globe, is that we have our founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada. And what's amazing about Srila Prabhupada is that he brought this beautiful bhakti tradition here to the West to help us in our spiritual paths. And during that time in the late 60s and 70s, he inspired many youth around the US for sure and across the globe. And one of those pioneer devotees is here with us today, His Grace Guru Das Prabhu. So we'll like to welcome him. If you don't mind, I'll read a proper introduction for Guru Prabhu to acknowledge his great contributions to ISKCON all over. His Grace Guru Das Prabhu is one of the early pioneers of the Hare Krishna movement, directly involved in its spread under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada. He is well known for his key role in establishing ISKCON's presence in London during the 1960s. Alongside other early disciples as Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Yamuna Devi Mataji, and Mukunda Goswami, he helped open one of ISKCON's first international temples and fostered a relationship with the influential figures like George Harrison and the Beatles. I know some of us might be a bit younger, but how many of us have heard the Beatles? They're kind of big, yes? Guru Das Prabhu's dedication to Srila Prabhupada was not only in temple management, but also in spreading the teachings of Krishna consciousness. He was part of the group that made the famous recording of Govindam Adipurusham with George Harrison, which became a widely played devotional song in ISKCON temples globally. His journey as a disciple reflects his deep commitment to service, and he has continued to contribute to the movement through preaching and various services over the years. And if I can also add, he has a wonderful book on chronicling his life and times with Srila Prabhupada as well, which is one of my favorite books. So with a huge, huge round of applause, with great gratitude in our hearts, a huge thank you and welcome to His Grace Guru Das Prabhu.
Om Agina Tramandasya Jana Jana Salake Chaksus Militam Jena Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha. We're all here together because of Srila Prabhupada. Scientifically, objectively, spiritually, we're here in this room because he wanted to satisfy his guru. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati did send some other sannyasis to London to try and bring Krishna consciousness to the West. They were not so successful. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati called Prabhupada the poet. He wrote a beautiful poem, Adore You All, His Divine Grace. It was a poem I found in the British Museum in the Harmonist.
And in one line he wrote, "Sweeter than May." Now in India, May is hot. In the West, it's spring. So already he was planting the seed to come west for his Guru Maharaj. It wasn't easy. He was getting up in years, 70 years old. He was living in Vrindavan. Chintamani Prukara Sadmana So Kalpa Briksha Lakshakshi Sesu. Touchstones of spirituality, unending nourishment from the Surabhi cows, desire trees, peacocks, temples. We would go to the temples with Prabhupada in a car, and he kept on inviting more people in. There was 3 of us in the back seat, but then he would say, "Come on," he'd see another devotee, and there was 2 sannyasis lying across the back seat with their dundas out and their feet out the window. That's how he always accepting this. And he was so much fun to be with. You never knew what he was going to say. Later on, Samashunda was building in Bury Place in England. And he said, "Prabhupada, should I not hammer so much? Will it disturb you?" And he said, "No, when I hear you hammering, I know you're working." So he was situated in Vrindavan. I lived in his rooms right by Rupa Goswami Samadhi. Very nice. He cooked for himself. He had a special cooker that had 4 levels. First rice, dal, sabji, chapati. And he would cook for himself. One day at Radha Damodar temple, he was washing his cloth in a balti, a bucket. And I said, I'll do it for you. And he said, "No, I'll do it. Be as independent as possible." So what does this mean? We're dependent upon Radha and Krishna, but it also, he said, to be independent. What he meant is don't be encumbered by attachments. What he meant is that we have an individual relationship with Krishna. You can't do it for me, I can't do it for Prabhupada, couldn't do it for me. We each have a unique and special relationship with Krishna, Chinta Veda Veda Tattva. So we want to encourage our individuality. Even though we're doing things together, and sometimes the same things, it still can be Navayovana, ever fresh. Because Krishna consciousness is a great adventure and can be fun. So he was situated in Vrindavan, and he had one room for cooking right by the Samadhi, and one room for sleeping and writing. And one time he said to me, "Gurudas, here's a key, guard this with your life." So I tied it in my bead bag, and he said, "I shall tell you what to do." And then later on he said, "I want you to go and clean my room and keep all the things that are special and throw out what isn't." Now, he told us it's better to do things together. One stick could be broken, five can't. If you do something with other devotees, if there's failure, no one is to blame. And if there's success, everyone's successful. So he encouraged doing things together. So I asked Jamuna and Giriraj to do it, to go in the room with me. And I had this key. It was an old key, and at first the lock didn't work, and then slowly it opened in his room. And it was like a Prabhupada museum. And like he said, throw out what's not necessary. And he said, go get the Gita Gyan. It was a Bengali composition he did in like school, those composition books from school. But there were accounting books and penknives and spectacles and advertisement for days pain liniment when he was a pharmacist. Accounting, he said accounting means putting it down immediately. So his accounting book in Vrindavan was amazing because he was living alone, but he would put down his expenditures. He was that meticulous. Later on, he called me in with Anand Prabhu, a great Vaishnava godbrother cook, and he said, how much does each person cost to have prasadam in Vrindavan? So he was so meticulous, he said, how each person may eat a quarter of a kilo of rice, and it cost 13 anna. So by the time he got through, we were spending 6 rupees, especially if you had cow milk. But he said, no, you could do it for less. And he called the cook in, Anand, and he said, you could do it for 4.5 rupees. And Anand said, yes. And then he said, excuse me, Prabhupada, I'd go out. Anand, can we really do that? No. But I couldn't say no to Prabhupada. Okay. So I go back and say, Prabhupada, these are 1937 prices. He says, okay, do it for 5 rupees. So he's guiding us, teaching us everything. I'll get to that. So now, to please his spiritual master, he left Vrindavan. He was situated. He was 70 years old. He was alone. He didn't know anybody. And you couldn't bring any money into the United States. 40 rupees, $7. They wouldn't allow any more. And he had one contact, but he didn't know them, the Agrawals. And his godbrothers said, no, it won't work. It didn't work before in 1941. And they will teach you how to eat with a knife and fork. And Prabhupada said, no, I will teach them to eat with their hands. He was confident because there's 3 aspects of spiritual life. The Shastra, the philosophy, and the sadhana that we do, and the seva. So all these 3 ingredients are important. And all of you can be gurus. You can be gurus yourself. Because you find common ground with people in the world. and you give them some form of Krishna consciousness, which is what he did. And Sumati Moorji, the owner of the steamship line, said, Swamiji, you're too old. And then some people said, New York is one of the most horrible places on earth. So he went anyway. And he had very little, but he did have some books, which are important. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3 volumes. When we started the movement, when he came, there was no books except for Srimad Bhagavatam. There were no mridangas, no kartals, no prabhus, no movement, no deities, no prayers. He had to teach us prayers on a slate board like we're children. So, it was, he had never been on the ocean, and the seas were roaring, and the rain was there. And he was alone, and he had a heart stroke. And most people would have gone back right then, but he still continued. And later on in San Francisco, he had another heart stroke, and we prayed. We thought we'd never see him again. And he told me that when you're making spiritual advancement, Maya will attack. So that's what you might experience in your sadhana too. That you're making some advancement, then there's some challenge, or your family might not support you, your works not support you, you have challenges. Spiritual life is like a razor's edge. You have to keep on persevering the way Prabhupada persevered. That's our example. And we have each other. He had nobody except for Radharani and Krishna. So he finally gets to the United States, and he goes to the one contact in Butler, Pennsylvania, the Argawals. And he's trying to see, what is this place like? He's learning. He heard that it's a place full of molechas and meat eaters and violent people and bread and circus and hedonism and pleasure and sports and recreation and circus and so he goes down. Sally Agarwal and her husband hosted him, and soon he cooked for them, and they loved it. And there's a beautiful picture of Swamiji with a child, and he's got this oceanic smile, and he was so kind to all the children. In this photo book, you see his compassion for children, and that's what he did for us. We were like children. So he's trying to figure out what's going on in America, and he goes down, he was invited to go down into a coal mine. And so he goes down into the coal mine, and there was a priest. And the priest was saying, if you don't worship Lord Jesus, you'll go to hell. So the coal miners asked, what is hell like? And the priest said, well, hell is like it's deep into the ground, it's cramped, it's hot. And they were thinking, well, this is our work environment, so that's no big thing. It's deep, it's hot, it's cramped. So the priest saw he wasn't making any headway. So the priest said, well, if you don't worship Jesus, you'll go to hell. And they said, well, what else is in hell? And the priest said, well, there's no newspapers in hell. Because that was their pleasure. So Prabhupada saw, well, this is interesting that the priest was encouraging what people would get pleasure from Krishna, from God. Because Krishna is all attractive, and whatever talents he gives us, you should give back to him. That's the point. Not something you don't want to do, but something you do want to do. And so he came, he went to New York. Again, it wasn't easy, it was winter. Someone had attacked him, he had to leave the loft. His typewriter was stolen, and yet he still went on, he went on. Sometimes, he told me, when we got close, it was so nice, he took me everywhere and told me intimate things. He told me he used to go to the customs office to see the schedules of the ships going back to India, but just to get it out of his system. Just like when Mahatma Gandhi was asked, could you cure someone of eating sweets? And Mahatma said, well, I'll do it tomorrow. And then he did it the next day, and somebody said, why tomorrow? He said, because I was addicted to sweets myself. So he had to get it out of his system. And then he met some young people in New York. And just like in San Francisco, he spoon-fed them and gave them the basics of Krishna consciousness, which is chanting and prasadam, and a really nice concept that many of you are from Mother Bhumi, India, is service attitude. It's such a great phenomenon in the modern world today, how we serve one another in this oasis, this temple. And you go out into the world and you come back, and you all made the choice tonight to come here, which is a great choice. You made the choice to come here. You could have been any other place. It's Sunday night. And you made the choice to come here. And so we made the choice too. When we met the Swami, he came, he looked golden. His feet didn't touch the ground like Yudhisthira's chariot. And he was amongst us in San Francisco, and he gave us the basics. Harinam, at first we didn't do Harinam. He would sit on the altar playing a bongo drum. There was no mridanga. Then we had got Kartamashi. He told us about Vyasa-san. He was so humble for such a great person. And he was on top of the mountain seeing us crawl up, but he knew each and every one how to enthuse each of us separately, individually, like Krishna with the gopis at the Rasa dance. Each one is he satisfied each one of us. And here he was in the height of the 60s, which was totally hedonistic, pleasure, free everything. So I posed the question, why would I want to follow a 71-year-old man who's telling me to not have fun anymore? And he said, he told why. He said, I've given you the Vedic culture, something tangible. So we were having fun, but now I had purpose in my life again. And he was the kindest person I ever met. My father's a good man, but this person from India, and if we wanted a Swami from India, so you'd want somebody compassionate, wise, maybe funny, sweet, all those things he was. But what really impressed us was that he was so giving and so humble. He would be peeling apples while we're talking, and everybody who came in made sure you had prasadam, a glass of water, which is the Vedic system. You give somebody a glass of water and a straw mat, even your enemies. Of course, my scientific idea of that is you give a kusha mat and you give water to your enemies and they get dysentery from the water and have to leave. But that's the scientific. We want the spiritual. And we were a team. I would make sure everybody had water. Later on, during the India-Pakistan war, there's so many stories in so little time, but they're in the books. It was during the India-Pakistan war, and they were covering the windows. We were in a dharamshala, and nobody, Swamiji wouldn't cover the windows, and so an ad hoc committee came and said, Swamiji, why aren't you covering the windows? Because the planes might see the lights at night and throw bombs. And Prabhupada said, well, if Krishna wants to save you, no can kill. And if Krishna wants to kill you, no one can save. They said, but Swamiji, what if the bomb should come? And I was standing up, making sure everybody had water. I wish I had my camera at this point. And he said, then I would see the bomb as Krishna. So everything for Krishna. And he was showing that. He was showing this process of Krishna consciousness with his example, and he was giving it to us so sweetly, just what we could take, not too much, not too more. And so then, you know the story of Rath Yatra, Malati and stealing Jagannath, and you know the story, right? She stole, first of all, she stole a whole flat of butter, and he saw it above. And he liked Charlie Chaplin movies, so he knew what she was doing, and she comes into the temple. I've got this butter. And then we had one sari and one dhoti in the whole movement. So then Swamiji calls her up, and she goes up, she puts the sari on, and she no one had chastised yet. He hadn't, and he said, so you have stolen the butter? And she said she felt like butter herself. She was melting protoplastic mass of yellow oil. He said, we shouldn't take anything from anybody else. It's other people's property. It's Krishna's property. You should treat it like stool. You should not steal. But of course we didn't learn. So she stole, because we thought anything from India was spiritual. Oh, this kirtan from India, it's spiritual. This poster of Krishna, yes, it was. So she stole, but because we had access to the Swami, she said, Swamiji, is this from India? And he bowed down. This is Lord Jagannath. You brought, and then he told. And he says, is there any others? Yeah, I think there's a yellow one and maybe a white one. He said, go get them. So now the 5-finger discount became the 10-finger discount. And so he was introducing Krishna consciousness, and this was the first Jagannath in the West, Ratha Yatra festival. And the first one was just in the truck from our neighbors, but the second one we built the car. So now we are here in a spiritual realm with Vrindavan in our heart and Krishna in our hearts. If we're having difficulty, know that Krishna's inside of you, and like children praying to him, he will accept us. Give up all varieties of religiosity, offer fruit or flowers, some water, and I shall protect you. So, one of the things we want to understand is that as he was compassionate to us, we want to be compassionate to the world. And as much as possible, you can alleviate some pain with the knowledge you have. And we want to help one another. Das anu das is a beautiful principle that could save the world, but sometimes we're impersonal. We say Hari Bol Prabhu, and we're not having real conversations. Just like he wants to know more about us, we want to know more about you. I want to know your story. Of course, when I went to India the first time, people were stalking me. I felt like a woman being stalked. This man stalking me, and he's saying, "What country do you belong?" And I said, "I don't belong to any country. I belong to Krishna." Like, don't bother me. No, but where are you from? What country? So, I hope I don't offend anybody with. I like doing Indian accent. It's very much fun for me. So then I realized that the man really wasn't stalking me. He was just really interested. And then I got over that. But the first days in India, it's like, why are you stalking? Why are you asking me? Get out of my face. Don't bother me. So this is the thing. We want to know about each other. Where are you from? What are your aspirations? What are your interests in life? How can I serve you? That's Krishna consciousness. So because he came, again, we're benefiting from this process that he gave us, and in miraculous fashion it's still going on today, over 50 years later, and look how many people are here. This is so enlivening. Of course movements change and they become somewhat impersonal from the beginning, and people ask me, what about the evolution? And so it's a double-edged sword. Some things are. When I was in the civil rights movement based on Gandhi's nonviolence, it too changed. From the beginning, we were hungry and building and getting put in jail for our beliefs and getting beaten for our beliefs. The same thing for Krishna consciousness. In the beginning it was exciting, but you see, the thing is, there's a process called Navayovana. And Navayovana means in your sadhana you keep it fresh. You keep it fresh. You're chanting. And your excitement. Well, I'm going to do this prasadam for Krishna today because Krishna likes this. And then we get the benefit too. It's such a beautiful process. Recognizing the mercy of the Lord, but also receiving the mercy of the Lord. And so, you can all be gurus because you have this philosophy. and you have your individual sadhana, which purifies. When I first met the Swami, things from the past were coming in and going out, and I said, what's going on? And he said, it's the purification process, and I was feeling it. And so it kept me going. And one time Prabhupada said, how do you know Krishna is God? I said, well, you told us. He said, they will just say I'm an old man. Well, the Bhagavad Gita says, they can just say it's a book. You know Krishna is God by the ecstasy you feel. The proof of the pudding's in the eating. A year later, I was in Philadelphia on a morning walk. Everybody wanted to get close to him. If I wanted to get close to him, he called me. But if I wanted to get close to him, I'd take the tape recorder. Our Gurdas has the tape recorder. Sometimes there's no tape in it. I was just... So now I'm back there, and he stops and he says, how do you know Krishna is God? And somebody said, well, you told us. They will just say I'm old man. So I get from the back, you know Krishna's God by the ecstasy you feel, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. And he said, no, Bhagavad Gita says so. Time, place, and circumstance, because there were scholars on the walk. You see? He was tailoring it to... So we have to tailor our Krishna consciousness. And again, we can be gurus for the world, to make ourselves a better version of ourselves and make the world a better place by giving them Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. If there's any questions or you want to talk to me, I can be someplace in a little while. We don't have time for questions now, right?
We do have a few minutes if you'd like.
Okay, if there's any questions, I'll take them.
If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. Oh, I see someone here. I'll pass the microphone to you so everybody can hear your question.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Before I get your question, we're going to have a public announcement, a commercial, but a good commercial. Okay. So you want to do the books after the question? Okay, I'll take the question first.
The good thing is it's a short distance, so we're good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my question is, can you tell us a bit more about the purification process that you just talked about?
In Ottawa?
The purification process that you were just referring to, right? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Just because we're cleaning the mirror of our mind and the soul, so it's a washing process. So the more we wash with chanting and again practice, it becomes part of us. And then Prabhupada said the spontaneous aspect of Krishna consciousness happens, and then you'll feel this joy. So it's just a process of continuing. Just like if we take baths. We take a bath to renew our cleansing. So this is the process. We're renewing our spiritual purification cleansing, and we do it every day. And you'll see that it has more meaning and more potency and more power, and you'll feel it more and more as you go on.
How do you actually feel that it's actually cleansing every day? Are there any symptoms?
How do you know?
Yeah.
When you eat, do you know when you're full? You'll know. You don't have to ask somebody else. You'll know. you'll feel this ecstasy. I don't know if you're satisfied with that answer, but prove me right by cleansing and becoming purifying and feeling the now you must have felt some ecstasy because you're here. Again, I mean, I think a lot of you aren't here for the first time. You're here for. So thank you. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much, Gurudas Prabhu. I'm going to hand it over to Manuel Prabhu to just, I'm going to continue. But as Prabhu said that there's a bit of a commercial or ad, we have these wonderful books up here. I was talking earlier about By His Example, this book. These are all written by Gurudas Prabhu. This is Endless Beginnings. We have Love, Medicine, and Music, as well as The Swami Who Rocked the World. So if you would like to get a copy, they can certainly come up here to the front. Would that be okay? You can pre-order it. You can speak to Monil Prabhu about that, and you can pre-order your copy as well. With that, we also want to give a huge, huge, huge thank you to Gurudas Prabhu for coming here all the way to Toronto. And giving us a glimpse of what it felt to be in the beginning days of the Hare Krishna movement. I really like the one point you said, Prabhu, I mean many points in your class, but one that you spoke about Srila Prabhupada. You said that, he was, for someone who was so grand, he was so humble. And we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada, and in turn, so grateful to his disciples like Gurudas Prabhu, Mother Praharna, and many of the other devotees here in Toronto. So a huge, huge round of applause and welcome and gratitude for these wonderful devotees. Picture time!
Haribol.
Haribo!
And I've made, every place I make new friends.
Well,
Like
we hope, Prabhu, that this is a
Sanaji.
friendly place for you and that we can have you here many, many, many more times here in Toronto. Thank you again, Prabhu. So we are going to continue with announcements very, very quickly, and I apologize if they're a bit long, but we want to know what's going on in our temple. We'd like to thank and extend our heartfelt thanks to the sponsors of today's Sunday feast. So there's actually 4 different sponsors, so I'll ask if we can give them a welcome, our thank yous to them afterwards. We have Meghna Tucker on the occasion of the birthday of her husband, Maulik Tucker. We have Vamsi Krishna Gajula on the occasion of the 2nd birthday of their daughter, Vrinda Shri. Gomati Mother and Balaram Narsingha Prabhu, sponsored in memory of their father Jay Dioraj Narsingh and nephew Vishal Chatrapal. And our 4th sponsor, yes, 4 sponsors for today, Asha Riaz, to honor her mother Chandramati Devidasi. We can give them a huge thank you first and foremost. And as customary, we also like to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, not only for our purification, but for their purification as well. So on the count of 3, we'll chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. We also want to thank our cooks for today for the Sunday feast. We'd like to thank Yadava Hari Prabhu and Draupadi Mataji. A huge thank you to them as well. As you look around the room, there are many, many devotees here, so it's a huge feat to cook for everybody here. Just a few more announcements. Actually, I forgot to ask, I know Gurudas Prabhu also mentioned that many of you have been coming here for many years, but is there anyone here with a show of hands here for the very first time, or maybe their second time? I see some hesitant hands. Thank you. Thank you again for coming today to our Sunday feast. We have this surprisingly every Sunday, so please join us every Sunday at the same time.
We want to welcome you. Please come again if you feel at home here. This is a family. Feel safe here. So thank you for coming. You made the right choice.
Very much so, especially today. A few more announcements we'd like to mention. An upcoming event is the 72nd Vyas Puja of His Holiness Bhakti Marg Swami Maharaj. Many of you know him as the Walking Monk, and he's our resident sannyasi here in Toronto. Vyas Puja is kind of like a glorified birthday celebration in the best way possible. So that will be happening on Saturday, October 5th at ISKCON Brampton. So we have here ISKCON Toronto. There's an equally great temple in ISKCON Brampton, which is nearby Dixie Road and Steeles. If you want more information, you can look up ISKCON Brampton to know their exact directions, and that's between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We also have various programs going on throughout the week, and right now we have a great class on the Nectar of Instruction, one of our scriptures, and that's happening. There's a class and discussion on that on Saturdays at 10 a.m. in the conference hall downstairs. It'll be a great time to have an open discussion about the scriptures, understanding the Vedic knowledge involved in there, and of course meeting more and more people. As I mentioned, there are many offerings throughout the week that you can learn more about our philosophy, get to know other people. You can always check out our bulletin board on the outside over there, as well as our website at www.torontokrishna.com. There's also a announcement about our Govinda's restaurant. So I know many of us stay here in the temple room, but if you go down the hallway, our restaurant is just there. And today we have, of course, of their other offerings like samosas and snacks and a veg thali, but also they have pizza today. It's a great surprise today. So if you're looking for a treat, please head on down to the hallway to Govinda's for that as well. And right before the Govinda's restaurant is our temple boutique, where we sell latest saris, clay lamps for Karthik, which is also coming up. So if you're interested, you can also visit there. For any devotees who own businesses and would like to advertise as part of our 2025 temple calendar, please visit a devotee or a friendly face at the front desk for more information. I think with that, we are done with our announcements. We ask that everyone, before, as you line up for the vegetarian feast that's behind us, we kindly ask if you can stay here on this floor in this temple room while you're having your feast. 8 o'clock is when the deity doors will open again with Kirtan, the musical meditation that we had before. So we ask if you can complete your vegetarian feast before that. And with that, as everyone stands up, Hare Krishna.
If somebody has questions, they can.
As a friendly reminder, if you have any more questions, if you'd like to meet Prabhu after the class, you can come join us here at the front. He's more than happy to meet anyone who would like to speak a bit more. Thank you. Hare Krishna.